It's only fair that those with the broadest shoulders should be asked to pay a little bit more tax. Now, we've all heard this phrase many times before. Keir Starmer most recently used it as part of the justification for why they're going to tax us all more money to give to the work-shy and feckless. But actually, this phrase has been used by both sides of the House for many years. And its problem is that it hides lots of little inconvenient truths. First is that no one is asked to pay tax. We are demanded with menaces. But second, and possibly more important, the way the tax system is structured in the UK is a disincentive to any of us putting the effort in. And this government is working on the basis that it can economically grow us into a good position. But let's look at the details. £24,000 salary, you're paying 2.5 roughly in taxes, and that is 10%. And I'm going to suggest that most of us have a gut feeling that 10% tax feels about right. 10% of that goes to the country. That feels right, doesn't it? And here's where our structure is, in my opinion, all wrong. You see, if you're on 24,000, let's say you work at a shop or you work at a logistics warehouse, and you're looking to go to your next step, that's likely to be a supervisor or a team leader. Now, to get that step up to 30,000, a lot will be asked of you. You might have to take some additional exams. You'll certainly have to arrive earlier, stay later. You might have to take work home at weekends. People that were once your friends and colleagues are now people you're responsible for if they don't show up. In other words, you have to give a lot of yourself to get this increase in salary. But the problem is now the government's coming along for the ride because 10% of your tax is now increased to 15%. And 15% doesn't sound quite as right as 10%, does it? And you notice this runs all the way through. You see, if you get to 40,000, you're now paying £1 in 5 is going to the government. You're working Monday, all day Monday, just to support the government. And that's never going to feel right, is it? And so the problem we've got is when you look all the way down here, and I appreciate 200,000 is for most of us an impossible in terms of salary to imagine, but somebody on that amount is paying £79,000. That's 40%, 39% of their income. So why bother? Why put the effort in? And to me, the real issue is how can any government, rather than constantly nudge up these numbers, how can any government work out how to better control our money that they are using?